Okay, so speaking of work, let's start addressing your wish list. And I know that you remember the wish list. Um, this is a list of things that you need to do to get work done. And so you have to remember we broke down God's vision into uh, this large thing we called an epic. We also broke the epic down into groupings called features. Um, and each feature has a piece that is very important to your business. And so we have to make sure that we are breaking these things down into smaller and smaller pieces. The features we did talk to a lot of different people, and we put the ideas in front of our customers, and we started getting feedback. And so we are on our way to not only building a crowd, but we're also on our way to building our business. Um, but one of the things is sometimes we have all these things to do. So I would say start by drawing a picture. Start by drawing a picture. And what we're going to do today is we're going to draw a picture based upon our epic. Let's start with the epic. Remember, the epic is that grouping, that high level grouping. I liken this to movies. I like movies, and groups of movies are called an epic. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a group of movies, and each one of those is a feature film. And so you have different features of your business that you have to be able to group together in something that makes sense. So let me give you some examples of high-level groupings. Customer intake. This could be a high-level grouping if your business is one that is of a service, and you have to make sure that you have people that fill out things, and there's a process to bringing that customer in. And so you may have something like intake forms, or agreements, or orientation, or policies. And so now I know what my customer intake looks like. I have a picture of it. I know that I have to work on intake forms, so I build my intake forms until I'm finished. I know that I have to work on agreements, so I build those agreements until I'm finished. I build my orientation, I build my policies. I know that now I'm finished with customer intake. Okay, let's give another example. How about order to cash, or some people call it payments? All right. I may have something like online ordering, or I may also have online payments. I may have in-store ordering and in-store payment. In other words, somebody comes into your location and pays face to face. And so I may have to have some kind of online ordering application, or some kind of way to accept orders online. So once I get that built or get that acquired, then I move on to my online payment system and make sure that they work together. And so once I get that built, or I look at the things that work in the store, and in terms of ordering or the payment process, this may be by paper. Okay, it may be a cash register that accepts cash. I don't know. But each one of these, once I get this done and built, I'm ready. It's off to the side. The part of the list is now done. So now you see my little indents. You notice that I have my epic at the top, and then these are the features that the customer is going to interact with. Each feature needs a definition that is meaningful to the customer and meaningful to the business. Um, the ones that the features that the customers interact with, they have to be very understood by the customer. Your customers need to understand the feature, and it has to be very, very clear and concise. For example, if your business delivers specialty packages to people, then the customers who buy your product or service, will need to know if you're delivering something heavy or delicate, or the way it's going to be delivered and how soon. And so the customers need to know all the things about your delivery service. But guess what? Customers don't like to read a lot. And so you're limited to the amount of information that you can put in the description for each feature of your business. So you have to break the features down so that you say something like heavy package delivery, and then you would describe that in 160 characters, specifically 160 characters or less, so that search engine optimization can look at that particular section to make sure that it picks up all the characters and not only the name, but the description for that particular feature of your business. We'll go into that a lot later. Um, but you want to be able to direct your customers to another page if you have more information that you want to talk about for that particular feature. I would suggest that um, you get away from using words, and maybe if you have a lot to say about that particular feature of your business, why don't you put that in a video, and so that people can watch that video on that particular feature of the business. All right. So let's get back to our case study. Okay. Our case study is with Anayashe and Kukura. Anayashe wanted to sell Kukura some cakes that she was making, but Kukura told her that she needed some packaging. So guess what she did? She developed an epic to to deal with packaging. She called that epic packaging. Kukura told her that she needed to have a universal product code on her packaging, a UPC, to sell her cake. And for the US, a UPC can be obtained from a nonprofit organization named GS1. This organization provides global trade item numbers, G10s, and barcode images that are placed on the package so that they can be scanned by a scanner. Retail grocery stores have scanners, and also other organizations have scanners, and they can associate a price to your product. She wrote this down on a wish list that she needed to get artwork, she needed to get designs, she needed to get nutrition information, the UPC barcode, she needed a place for freshness date on her packaging. She had to think about all of that stuff, so she made sure that her packaging epic had that on her wish list. She was somewhat creative, but she needed help with the packaging design. When the designer asked her for her logo, she realized she wasn't quite ready. She said, "Logo? Well, when was I supposed to provide a logo?" The designer explained that the logo is an image that represents the brand of the company. And since this was her first company, she didn't even have a logo. So she said, "Do I need one now? I'm just starting." The designer replied, "You need a temporary logo until you get a permanent one. This will be an additional charge for your packaging, but what you really should think about the branding elements of your business, and not just throw a logo together. You should take your time building that logo." And that was some great advice from the designer. So instead of getting overwhelmed, Anayashe wrote branding down on her wish list, and she would one day get around to getting to that branding, all the branding elements, and think about all that. But for now, she asked the designer to work on a temporary logo until she could go forward with something else down the road. She celebrated. I mean, she celebrated because she got her package design. She added to her wish list the notes for encouragement that she wants to place inside the packaging. And she made sure that she had the nutrition information and everything else on the packaging. So she was really, really excited. What about you? What about your business? What pictures can you begin drawing, and what parts of the business will your customer interact with? Will these will the parts of the business that they interact with be spelled out very clear and concise in 160 characters? Can you take small steps to take the most valuable thing that you can do right now and start on that right now? Okay. I know that if you're overwhelmed, slow down, get some rest, pray about it, and then you'll be all right. Quiet down and you should be good. All right? Lots more to come. If you enjoyed this, can you share this video? If you have a question, put it in the chat. And if you have something else that's on your mind that you want to see, let me know about it. Okay? All right. Be well, serve well.